You know, learning a new language, it's so much more than just memorizing a bunch of words, right? It's really about starting a whole new journey. And well, every great journey needs a map. So today, we're going to take a look at the Aprende Español con Profesora Chavez textbook. It's basically designed to be the perfect guide for your big adventure into Spanish. So here's the big question. Every single language learner has asked themselves at some point, what does that path from just saying hola to actually having a fluent, confident conversation, what does that really look like? How do you get there? Well, this curriculum says it has the answer, so let's walk through its step-by-step path and see for ourselves.
All right, let's dive in. We're going to look at its whole approach, take you through those first steps, see how it builds your confidence, then get into the culture and ideas, and finally, push towards real fluency and mastery. We'll wrap it all up by looking at the complete journey.
Okay, first up, a new way to learn. So, you might be asking, what makes this approach so different? Well, for starters, it's not just one book. Nope, it's a complete 4-level curriculum. And here's what's really cool. It's all based on the official ACTFL guidelines. That's the American Council on the Teaching of Foreign Languages. Basically, it means the skills you're building are the real deal based on practical, recognized standards.
All right, Section 2, taking your very first steps in Spanish. This is Nivel 1, the foundation. And you know, the whole goal here seems to be making those first steps feel, well, exciting, not scary or intimidating. So right out of the gate, it starts mixing that essential grammar with some really rich cultural context.
And where does it start? Exactly where it should. With connection. It gives you that practical, foundational vocabulary you need to actually, start a conversation. We're talking about simple greetings, or saludos. These are literally your key to unlock the door to the Spanish-speaking world.
And check this out, it's not just about throwing a list of words at you and hoping for the best. The book immediately helps you lock in what you're learning with these simple, interactive exercises. A little multiple choice question like this, it's a great way to make sure that new vocabulary actually sticks in your brain. And you can really see here from day one, you're not just learning grammar in some boring vacuum. I mean, sure, you learn the alphabet, of course, but you also get to immediately dive into the culture. We're talking about discussing iconic artists like Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera, and even listening to classics like La Bamba. How cool is that?
Okay, moving on to part 3, building that real-world confidence. This is Nivel 2, which is kind of like the intermediate bridge. You're crossing over from the absolute basics to being able to handle real-world situations. The whole focus shifts to building up your confidence by tackling topics you'd actually use, like talking about your daily routine or celebrations.
Ah, and here we have it, the classic challenge for every single Spanish learner out there, the difference between ser and a star. But instead of just giving you a dry list of rules that'll put you to sleep, it uses these super clear, contextual examples. So you don't just learn what they mean, you learn how they're used to talk about something permanent, like your identity, versus a temporary condition, like your coffee being hot.
This really practical approach just keeps going, right into daily life. Nivel 2 puts a big focus on reflexive verbs, which are absolutely key to talking about your own routine. So by breaking down something as simple as a morning routine, step by step, you learn how to apply this grammar to your life, like right away.
Now this is where the journey gets really fascinating. In Nivel 3, you start to deepen your understanding in a major way. The focus shifts. You're not just talking about yourself anymore. Now you're engaging with more abstract topics, everything from the history of the Spanish-speaking world to its social issues. So for example, you're learning how to talk about things that happened in the past, using more advanced grammar like the preterite and imperfect tenses. And this isn't just some random grammar exercise, right? It's what allows you to actually understand and discuss the deep, complex history of Latin America, from way back with the arrival of Europeans all the way to the present day.
And the cultural stuff, it gets even deeper. You're not just reading dusty old historical texts. You're analyzing these incredibly powerful song lyrics, like this quote from Calle 13's famous song Latino America. It's an approach that connects the language directly to culture, to identity, to social commentary. I mean, that has to make the whole learning process feel so much more meaningful, right?
And finally, we hit Nivel 4. This is the home stretch, the path towards true fluency and mastery. At this point, the curriculum is really pushing you into advanced critical thinking. You're getting prepared to discuss contemporary literature, analyze media, and debate really complex social justice issues. And you're doing it all in Spanish.
And you can see the academic level here is, well, it's pretty serious. You're not just reading simple stories anymore. You're analyzing really complex themes from major authors like Isabel Allende and Junot Diaz. You're comparing their different perspectives on things like identity, history, and family. This is high-level stuff.
So the ultimate goal here is crystal clear. By mastering these kinds of high-level topics, the curriculum is aiming to get you to a place where you can have really intelligent, critical conversations about some of the most important issues facing the world today.
Okay, so let's zoom out and look at the big picture. You can see the whole arc of this journey now. It's a complete all-in-one system, and it's designed to take you, logically and effectively, from zero to hero. But the big question is, what makes it really work?
So, what's the big takeaway here? What's the Aprende Español advantage? Well, it's a complete 4-level system, and it's based on those official proficiency guidelines we talked about. It deeply weaves in culture, art, and music, so you're never just learning words in a vacuum. And it builds practical, real-world skills that take you all the way from a simple hola to in-depth critical analysis. Honestly, it feels like it was designed from the ground up for the modern learner.
So there you have it. The entire path, from hola to having a truly fluent conversation, is all laid out, step by step. It's more than just a language course. It's a journey into culture and a journey of discovery. So I guess the only question left for you is, are you ready to take that first step?